Number of viewers for WNBA games that Caitlin Clark is not in is like 3 to 4 million. When she's in the game, when it's her game playing, it's like 17 million.
Yeah. Well, I also look at the attendance in the arena.
Yes.
It's 8 to 10,000 everywhere else. Caitlin Clark, 17, 18,000.
NBA is painfully trying to get through the semifinals and finals games without Caitlin Clark, and it's not looking good.
The game speaks for itself, but it's also in the numbers. Just look at the difference in All-Star votes compared to last year. Asia Wilson led with just under 100,000 votes, and this year Caitlin Clark is leading with a little over 700,000. What a difference a year made.
Which don't feature Caitlin Clark have a significantly lower amount of viewers, which means the WNBA are now taking a massive hit and are finally realizing the Caitlin Clark effect.
Archer, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full.
NBA would have been more intelligent and not allowed refs to ambush her. They wouldn't have came to this kind of problem. Now fans are refusing to watch games as it's not the same as watching Caitlin Clark. Check this out. Clark went to play golf and look at the fans that shown up. It's fair to say if Caitlin was still in the playoffs right now, the WNBA would have been bigger than ever.
And that have been calling for the equality. And now that there is the chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill or what? I can't stand her.
Yeah.
You got these women who are coming on here and they're saying it's because she
faced some adversity throughout her season. Fans, media, and analysts trying their best to bring her down. But no, she has always kept her composure in press conferences and on the floor in a hard environment. Caitlin dominated the league. Caitlin balled out. Fans and experts looked something like this, using every excuse under the sun to try and put this generational talent down.
Put Caitlin Clark on the USA team. If we put Caitlin Clark on the roster, we're going to get tens or even hundreds of millions of fans to watch our game. And we sell out every game, even our exhibition game. Those things just don't matter. Women's basketball has never been about millions of people watching or selling out arenas. Come on now, give me some good reasons. Caitlin Clark just scored 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists in front of 20,000 people. And in that game, she tied the rookie record with 7 made three-pointers. I just don't see how those stats are important. I mean, she missed USA tryouts in April. Yeah, that's because she was playing for a college national championship. She couldn't do anything about that. That's not her fault. I'm just saying she could have been at USA tryouts if she actually took.
Clark left her undeniable mark on the WNBA. She had already captivated the entire basketball world during her college career at the University of Iowa. Her performances in the NCAA weren't just impressive, they were groundbreaking, rewriting the standards of college basketball. Known for her scoring explosions and deep three-point shooting, Clark regularly delivered jaw-dropping moments that left commentators, coaches, and fans speechless.
Now that Caitlin Clark is out, and again, like I said, she brought a whole new fan base. And I'm not going to say it was one race or another or one type of person. I believe that all different types of people really started embracing Caitlin Clark. Female, male, black, white, young, old. Caitlin Clark is just a superstar. That's what happens when you have a star in a...
Came into the league a star, and it was clear that she was never going to disappoint. Fans who had followed her path from Iowa were excited to see how her game would translate to the professional level, and they were not disappointed. Every time she stepped on the court, she delivered a performance that justified all the hype that had surrounded her coming into the WNBA.
They were the most watched team in the league. An average of viewership, 1.1 million viewers each game in the regular season. Other games listed to this paled in comparison, drawing just about 394,000 viewers on average.
Numbers, what truly set Caitlin apart was her ability to elevate those around her. It's one thing for a player to dominate individually, but Clark consistently made her teammates better. Her court vision allowed her to create opportunities that many other players simply wouldn't see, and her leadership on the floor helped guide the Fever to several crucial wins throughout the season. Even as a rookie, she was often the player her team looked to in clutch moments, and she almost always delivered. It became clear that Caitlin Clark wasn't just a great young player, she was already one of the most influential players in the WNBA. The level of attention she brought to her games, both from fans and the media, was unmatched. and the WNBA quickly recognized that Clark had the potential to become the face of the league.
Join the WNBA. We've now earned enough money for every single team to fly private. So if we put her on the team, we're going to be able to fly private all the way to Paris and back. We have been fighting for private flights for so many years in women's basketball, but I mean, we can go back to commercial. That's something the league has been asking for so long. And now Caitlin has literally given that to us. All right, I made my decision. Okay, good. So you're going to put her on the team. The world's going to be so excited. Caitlin Clark has brought us millions of fans, hundreds of millions of dollars, and private flights. But at the end of the day, that's just not enough.
The Indiana Fever looked like a team on the rise. The Fever had all the makings of a team that could make a deep playoff run, especially with Clark at the helm. Their fan base, which had grown significantly over the course of the season, was full of hope that the Fever would be able to make a name for themselves in the playoffs.
I'd like to say congratulations to Caitlin Clark, #1 player on the planet right now. Let's go ahead and do this game today. You got your hands full. You're probably nervous because it's senior day. This is the last one here, but this crowd's going to carry you through. So just keep focused. I know as soon as you drop that first three, it's going to be all over.
The best-of-3 format in the first round of the playoffs quickly dashed those hopes. The Fever were matched up against the Connecticut Sun, a tough opponent with more experience in playoff situations. While the Fever had the potential to win, the series format left little room for error. The best-of-3 playoffs rule led to them falling short, and Caitlin exiting early.
In Connecticut, I said, dearest, let's go back to let's have one game in Indy. He said, there is no way I'm going to do anything to allow my team to get out of this arena. And I said, well, I won you. I said, because we will have 19,000 people ready for you. And he said, I don't want to go back to Indy. But our players deserve a chance to play.
Game was particularly devastating for the Fever. As previously mentioned, the Fever had one of the most passionate and dedicated fan bases in the WNBA, regularly filling arenas with nearly 20,000 fans. That kind of home court advantage can make all the difference in a playoff series, especially for a young team like the Fever. In the end, the Fever were eliminated, and Caitlin Clark's rookie season came to an abrupt and disappointing end. The entire series felt like a missed opportunity, not just for the Fever, but for the WNBA as a whole. The league had lost one of its biggest stars far too early, and the rest of the playoffs would suffer because of it. To use a best-of-3 format in the first round of the playoffs has been widely criticized in the aftermath of the Fever's elimination. The WNBA, which has been trying to grow its fan base and increase viewership, missed a crucial opportunity to showcase one of its brightest stars on the biggest stage.
2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this.
Example, uses a best-of-5 format in the first round of its playoffs. This gives teams more time to adjust, to recover from early losses, and to build drama over the course of a series. The WNBA's shorter playoff series, on the other hand, don't allow for that same kind of dramatic build-up. A best-of-3 series can be over before it really begins, and that's exactly what happened with the Fever. WNBA, which is still trying to carve out a larger share of the sports landscape, it's important to create as many marquee moments as possible. In a longer series, the Fever might have had the chance to turn things around, to get back to Indiana and play in front of their home crowd, and to keep the Caitlin Clark show going for a few more games. Instead, they were knocked out in just 2 games, and with them went a significant portion of the WNBA's playoffs.
That this group accomplished that, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible, one, to start the season, and 2, after the start we had to the season. So, yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the course of the first couple of weeks, and then I'm sure I'll get bored and pick up a basketball again. So,
a fewer act of Caitlin Clark's exit from the playoffs was felt in the league's viewership numbers. Throughout the regular season, the WNBA had seen a noticeable spike in fan engagement, much of it thanks to Clark's performances. She had become the main attraction for many casual viewers who might not have previously followed the league. But once the Fever were eliminated, those viewers began to tune out. The numbers were telling. Viewership for the games following Clark's exit dropped significantly, and even marquee matchups featuring other stars like A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart couldn't maintain the same level of fan interest. They were watching for Caitlin Clark, And without her, their interest waned.
Honestly, because I'm in season. I have other things that we need to worry about than what other people have to say. I have a scout. I have 11 other minds on my team and in my locker room that we got to make sure that we're on the same mindset. So I really can't give you the best answer on that because I really don't pay any.
Viewership following Clark's exit is a wake-up call for the WNBA. The league has long struggled to compete with other major sports leagues in terms of television ratings and media attention, and Clark had provided a much-needed boost. Her ability to draw in fans, both through her on-court performances and her growing media presence, had been a game-changer for the league. But with her out of the picture, the WNBA was once again facing the reality of its smaller, niche audience.
To say congratulations to Caitlin Clark, #1 player on the planet right now. Let's go ahead and do this game today. You got your hands full. You're probably nervous because it's senior day. This is the last one here, but this crowd's gonna carry you through. So just keep focused. I know as soon as you drop that first three, it's gonna be all over.
And viewership isn't just about losing one player. It's about losing the momentum that Clark had built throughout the season. For the WNBA, this momentum was crucial. The league had been making strides in recent years, slowly increasing its fan base and gaining more media attention. But the sudden loss of one of its brightest stars and the subsequent drop in fan interest has shown just how delicate that momentum can be.
Like after the break, I still don't think she's dominating, but she's a different player than she was in the first half of the season.
The media had been sending hate Caitlin's way. But it wasn't until her exit from the playoffs that the media and the WNBA itself truly realized just how significant the Caitlin Clark effect was. When Clark was on the court, viewership soared. People tuned in to see her play, and social media buzzed with clips of her highlights. But when she wasn't playing, the difference was stark.
Is box office. She is a star. But you've known they were coming for you when you were waving your hands in your face to mock Caitlin Clark when you were beating her for the national championship. And so you knew they were going to come for you. You had to know.
Picked up on the fact that Clark's absence had a noticeable impact on the league's viewership, and they began to explore just how essential she had become to the WNBA's success. Caitlin Clark's exit from the playoffs was undoubtedly a blow to the WNBA. There were still plenty of stars left in the postseason, chief among them Aja Wilson. Wilson, a two-time MVP and one of the most dominant players in the league, had led the Las Vegas Aces to the playoffs once again and was looking to add another championship to her already impressive resume. But despite Wilson's incredible talent and leadership, she was unable to replicate the same level of viewership and fan engagement that Clark had brought to the league. This isn't a knock on Wilson. She remains one of the best players in the world and is beloved by WNBA fans. But it's a reflection of just how unique Clark's appeal had become.
At that point, some of us felt like maybe she hadn't proved it in the WNBA, but at this point, she certainly had.
Been one of the WNBA's marquee players, and her performances in the playoffs were nothing short of spectacular. Yet, even with Wilson playing at an elite level, the excitement around the playoffs didn't match what it had been when Clark was still in the running. This speaks to the different kinds of appeal that players can have. While Wilson is undoubtedly a star, Clark had a way of captivating both hardcore basketball fans and casual viewers alike, bringing new energy and attention to the league in ways that few players ever have.
I say, me and you, we were talking about this girl, Caitlin Clark. Oh, let me throw this out. By the way,
it wasn't that anybody didn't think she was going to be successful or not play. It was just that we felt the other players in the
Significant aspects of Caitlin Clark's story is her decision to take a long break from basketball following her team's early exit from the playoffs. After a grueling season in which she faced constant physical and mental challenges, Clark announced that she would be stepping away from the game for more than 200 days. This break is a chance for her to rest, recover, and focus on her well-being, but it also raises questions about what comes next for both Clark and the WNBA. For Clark, this break is an opportunity to recharge after what has undoubtedly been one of the most intense periods of her life. Being thrust into the spotlight at such a young age can take a toll on any athlete. And for Clark, who has been carrying the weight of being one of the league's brightest stars, the need for rest is understandable. Her decision to step away from the game is a reflection of the demands that come with being a professional athlete, particularly one who is under as much scrutiny and pressure as Clark.
Really consumed my life for a year. So I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back.
NBA, however, Clark's absence is a serious blow. The league had been riding a wave of momentum thanks to her performances, and with her out of the picture for an extended period, there is a real risk of losing that momentum. The playoffs are the most important time of the year for any sports league, and without one of its biggest stars, the WNBA faces a challenge in keeping fans engaged and maintaining the excitement that Clark had built.
In betting odds on being MVP of the WNBA, these people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad
exit has exposed the WNBA's reliance on individual stars to drive viewership, and the league will need to diversify its appeal if it hopes to sustain growth in the coming years. The future of the league depends not just on individual stars, but on the collective talent and excitement that the WNBA can offer to its fans. We all know Caitlin will be missed, and we can't wait to see her back playing again. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.